Hello viewers, welcome to Science TV 7 p.m. news with me Ruth Wairimu, and that is my sign language interpreter doing the voice hearing tribute. Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has faulted leaders allied to former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua for failing to notify police about their plans to receive him from his US tour. Gachagua arrived in the country this week after meeting supporters in the diaspora. Speaking in Kirinyaga on Friday, Murkomen condemned the chaos that erupted during Gachagua's homecoming on Thursday, where a group of youths attacked his convoy. The incident left several journalists and residents injured as businesses in the area were disrupted. The CS said prior communication with security agencies would have helped avert the violence, urging political leaders to prioritize peace and public safety during rallies and processions.
On standby to see whether there is any problem. Like yesterday, police were generally on standby because there was no clear notification to them about what event was going to happen and what routes. I was, for example, very saddened that political activists were going to play games at our airport. I mean, you could see people want to invade inside the airport, and that is a very serious issue. The airport is a protected area. It's not a place to play the kind of politics that we saw. And you saw, people entering inside the airport just with a lot of razzmatazz for absolutely nothing, for pure zero political value, zero economic value, zero PR. Whatever it was being done, it was just useless. And for it to be done inside the airport, it's just totally unacceptable.
The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, has submitted the names of 3 sitting governors and 1 former governor to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, or DPP, for prosecution over alleged corruption and gross misconduct. According to the Commission, it is finalizing investigations into cases involving 5 more sitting governors and 11 former governors linked to graft-related offenses. The anti-graft body noted that accountability remains at the center of its mandate and that no leader will be spared. At the same time, EACC clarified that it has not abandoned investigations into allegations that members of parliament are receiving bribes to pass laws or impeach leaders, saying the matter is still under active review.
You are aware I'm in office for about 8 months. The Commission has completed 89 high-profile cases and submitted these cases to the Director of Public Prosecution for action. Notably, 4 of these cases involve current and former county governors. This also involves 2 cabinet secretaries, former cabinet secretaries, that is, principal secretary, CEOs, and MDs of various state corporations. In addition, the Commission is at advanced stage of investigating the following: 1, 5 sitting governors; 2, 11 former governors. These investigations
exhumation exercise at Binzaro village in Kilifi County entered its 2nd day on Friday, with detectives from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, DCI, overseeing the process. 5 bodies were exhumed on Thursday as part of the ongoing probe into suspected mass deaths in the area. Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen confirmed that it is still unclear whether the discoveries are connected to religious malpractice linked to controversial preacher Paul Mackenzie. He said investigators are pursuing all leads and will arrest any individuals found to be responsible. Murkomen assured the public that the government will not relent in uncovering the truth, adding that forensic teams are on the ground to document the findings as investigations continue.
Was calling them. One incident was reported to be that he called and is still calling and praying and indoctrinating them. Let me tell you that it's also calls on us to invest also more in solitary confinement for such radical elements, because such a person, you expose them to even prison officers, he will radicalize them. Forget about fellow prisoners. Religion is very complex. You may want to blame the DCI and everybody else, but the line is very blurred between when it turns out to be a cult, and not just a cult that leads to loss of life. And that is where we are working on. And they are taking advantage of Kilifi and the environment, these big ranches.
Tragedy struck Nyamakoroto village in Nyamira County on Friday morning after 4 members of one family were burnt to death inside their house. The victims, identified as Roderick McKinney, his wife Jackie Bonchaberi, the firstborn daughter Mary McKinney, and a 3-year-old grandchild Blosto McKinney, were reportedly attacked by unknown assailants at around 5 a.m. According to preliminary reports, the attackers tied the victims' hands with strings before setting their house ablaze while they were inside. Shocked residents who rushed to the scene said they were alerted by screams and smokes, only to find the house engulfed in flames. Police have since launched investigations to establish the motive behind the killings and to track down the perpetrators.
Jirani akaniamusha akaniambia nyumba inachomeka mahali kwa jirani hapa. Tukakimbia alafu tusaidie nyumba. Tukafikiria ni nyumba inachomeka, watu hakuna ndani. Kusima tukapata, wakati tunasima tukapata kuna miili 4. Papa na mama na msichana. Huyo msichana alikuwa anaenda university, mtoto wa university, hata alikuwa anaandaliwa aende university. Ndio ako na mtoto huyo msichana. Mtoto wake wa miezi 3 alikufa.
Tumehangaika sana, tumesikia vibaya, tumeumwa sana, tumechomwa, tumehuzunika. Hata mkiangalia mamake hapa chini, tumeshangaa yenye atafanya na ndugu zake na dada.
Mtoto mwenye alikuwa anaenda university achomewe kwa nyumba na mtoto wake wa miezi 3. Hiyo ni huzuni sana kwa familia. Mimi ni kuomba serikali kama inaweza, those people who did that thing, this incident, they will be brought into book.
Kulikuwa na msichana mwingine mdogo wa miaka 12 ambaye aliweza kuepuka ama kutoroka katika hiyo harakati, na katika nyumba ifuatayo kulikuwa na wasichana 2 ambao msichana alikuja toroka na kifungua akawafungulia, wakatoroka, ndio wakaweza kuita majirani.
The Kilifi County government will spend at least 800 million shillings this year on repairing existing roads and constructing new ones. The investment is expected to improve transport connectivity across the region. Acting County Secretary Philip Charo said the county is committed to upgrading infrastructure to boost accessibility, ease movement of goods, and support local businesses. He noted that the projects will also create job opportunities for residents. Residents have welcomed the announcement but urged the county government to ensure that all earmarked roads are completed and maintained to proper standards. They emphasized that good roads will enhance trade, reduce transport costs, and improve access to essential services.
Ya kuhakikisha kama county tutapata hata tipa zetu wenyewe, grader tayari tushaanza kuzinunua na tuko nazo, na rollers na madoza, ili kazi nyingine kama hizi za michanga tu za maraming, pengine kule tunakoelekea tunataka kugeuza mfumo ili kama county tunaweza kufanya hizo, ili tuhakikishe kwamba pesa nyingi ya zile ambazo ziko katika budget tunazitumia kwa upgrade sasa barabara za kabro na za lami.
Lengo la hii barabara hasa ni umuhimu mkubwa sana. Hakuna sehemu inaweza endelea bila miundo msingi ya barabara, usidanganyane. Kwa sababu tuko na ekari 62 pale Kavunyalalo. Tukimaliza hizi barabara, tutaweza kutafuta uwekezaji na kuweza kujenga viwanda pale na hawa vijana wapate ajira. Tusidanganye vijana kwamba tutawapeleka kazini. Ni sisi tubuni mbinu ya vijana wafanye kazi ndani ya wodi ya Kakuyu, na hiyo njia ipo.
Tunataka kuhakikisha ya kwamba ujenzi huu utasimamiwa vizuri na kuona ya kwamba vijana wa hapa wanapata kazi, kwa sababu kabla barabara hii ive mpaka watu waanze kutumia barabara nzuri, huwa ile faida ya kwanza ni vijana waweze kupata kazi katika wakati ambapo barabara inajengwa.
Wakina mama walikuwa hawawezi kwenda kuzaa hospitali. Mgonjwa huku anabebwa na barabara hii wakati wa mvua inajaa matope, hakuna mtu anapita, wanakuja na kitanda mpaka kule Ganda waende Malindi kupata matibabu. Tukilima kule chini hakuna mali zinaoza kule kwa sababu hakuna gari inaingia huko barabara hii. Kwa hivyo tunashukuru sana.
The government has disbursed more than 101 billion shillings in compensation to over 200 families across 16 counties affected by insecurity, famine, drought, and floods. Speaking during the issuance of the funds in Makutani, South Baringo area, MP Charles Kamuten said the program is aimed at restoring the livelihoods of affected households and helping them rebuild their lives. He added that the initiative will not only cushion families from past losses, but also contribute to long-term stability and resilience in regions that have repeatedly faced natural and man-made disasters.
Tumependana na tumekaa kikao kama wakaaji wa Baringo Kusini na katika Mkutane sub county na Marika sub county tumeweza kukaa chini kama wakaaji wa Eljamus, wakaaji wa Tugen na Pokot, na wameweza kusikizana kulingana na utaratibu ambayo wazee wameweka kwamba tuende na tuweka amani. Tuko hapa kupokea mbuzi iliyotolewa na serikali kusaidia watu kama hawa, na watu wangu wamefurahia kupokea mbuzi.
Na leo wamevunja record kubwa sana, ameletea sisi mbuzi. Sababu juzi tuliomba hapa na tukapanda nyasi na tukaweka maji. Kuomba Mungu, kumwambia Mungu letea sisi kitu ya kukula nyasi. Lakini leo Mungu amesaidia sisi, mbunge alikuja na mbuzi. Na anajua mtu kama nakuletea ile kitu iko na uhai. Ni shukrani sana.
Mpango huu wa leo ni kufaidi wale ambao walikuwa wamepoteza mbuzi zao kwa sababu ya vita lakini kwa sasa wamerudiana, wanaishi kwa amani.
That's all we had for you, our viewers. Thank you for joining us for 7 p.m. news. You've been with me, Ruth Wairimu, the Maasai language interpreter doing the voicing Irene Chebiwot. Please follow us on all our social media platforms. Like, comment, share. That is Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. Have a nice good night and goodbye. See you tomorrow.